Good morning and welcome to the U.S. Post. I'm Arsenio, and here are today's top stories. President Trump revokes security clearances of Biden, Harris others. Trump has sent a clear message to Iran that they will never have nuclear weapons and he will make sure it happens as they are a threat to the America. There are more hot news coming up here. If you have yet not subscribed to our channel, please support us by hitting subscribe button. Let us start the news now.
Breaking news just in. President Trump has revoked the security clearances of more than a dozen officials, including his predecessor, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, the former vice president, Hillary Clinton, Liz Cheney, and several others. The prosecutors who went after him, Alvin Bragg, and others. Joining us in our fifth seat on this is Paul Rieckhoff. He's the founder and CEO of the Independent Veterans of America and is an Army veteran who served in Iraq. This is a continuation, Paul, of what we've seen Trump do. He's rescinding these security clearances. He's blocking their access to secure federal buildings. And it seems this is all just about retribution.
It seems that way. I mean, it's unprecedented, but I also think the bigger question we've got to ask is this good for our national security? Is it good to have a current president locking out the former president? And I think it just deepens a divide that exists between the last administration and this one, which at the end of the day, if you put partisanship aside, I don't think is good for our national security. And I think that's the prism we have to look at everything through this week, where we talk about Elon Musk, we talk about the cuts at the Pentagon, we talk about the trans purge that's going on. All of it has to be seen beyond the partisanship and about what's most urgent for our national security and how it impacts things like the morale of our troops, the morale of our intelligence personnel, the morale of our FBI. That does matter. And I think the ongoing chaos is maybe the thing that I want to underscore. Chaos is not good for our national security. Our enemies celebrate chaos, and every 10 minutes or so, we've got a new reason to have chaos.
It's a great honor for me to have the Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, here. I've known him for a while. My family's known him for a while. He's a man of enormous integrity, smart as hell, and I can sleep at night knowing he's the Secretary of Defense. Mr. Secretary, welcome to the program.
Hey, Mark. So great to see you.
Let's jump right in with Iran. Iran is a grave threat to the United States. They're trying to build intercontinental ballistic missiles. They want to have nuclear warheads. President Trump has made clear in his first term, in his campaign, and now, as have you, as has the Secretary of State, as has the National Security Advisor, you're not getting a nuclear weapon by hook or by crook. It's best now that you have a chat with us. Other administrations have had chats with them, too, and they basically have done the rope-a-dope stuff. How confident are you that, number one, they want to talk, and number two, that it can actually lead to something concrete?
Well, Mark, it has to, and that's what President Trump is committed to. He has said very clearly, as you stated, unambiguously, Iran will not get a nuclear bomb under a Trump administration. Unacceptable, full stop, very clear. He said it, he'll keep saying it. Now, as we see with Vladimir Putin and Zelensky, there's only one man on the planet, and this is true, this is not hyperbole, one man on the planet who could bring them to the table and forge a lasting peace. And he's doing that right now. We're in the process of doing that. That is unique to Donald Trump because he's strategically unpredictable, he's strong, he's clear, and he's respected on the world stage. I think the same is true in Iran. We know the double talk of the Ayatollahs. You know it. You lay it out. I understand it. There have been secret, duplicitous moves for years and years and years. But we are at a moment under this administration where President Trump is giving them an offer. He is saying, now is your chance to come to the table and completely give up and dismantle your program. Let's talk. I'd prefer to talk rather than do anything else. At the same time, he is ensuring that at the Defense Department and across our military, we maintain all capabilities necessary to work with our partners, to, if we have to, and we don't want to, but if we have to, prevent Iran from gaining nuclear capabilities. So he's clear. The position is clear. Iran understands their options. There's never been a more serious leader atop the United States of America. There's a very serious leader atop the state of Israel. There's a clear message that Iran cannot get a nuclear bomb, and we are prepared to enforce it. But we would much prefer that it be done at the table for the betterment of the Iranian people and for the
It appears to be one of the largest acts of targeted vandalism against Tesla in Canada so far. Hamilton police investigating after dozens of vehicles were damaged on Wednesday.
Someone or a group of people attended this occasion and damaged upwards of 80 Tesla motor vehicles on the property. Damages include scratches to the fenders, the hoods, and punctured tires.
This week has seen numerous incidents targeting the EV company and individual car owners on either side of the Canada-US border. 2 people were arrested after spray painting a Montreal dealership pink on Wednesday. Vancouver police say it has seen 8 acts of mischief against a Tesla dealership in that city, and it has forced those running the Vancouver Auto Show to pull the Tesla stall.
The political position on this has absolutely no bearing on the decision. This is purely from a safety point for our guests and our attendees.
Authorities in Calgary are investigating after 2 Tesla cars are believed to have been set on fire this week.
And now I'm just really worried about leaving it in public because, I go to school and it's going to be left outside every day.
In Washington, the U.S. Attorney General is calling fiery attacks against Tesla vehicles, quote, nothing short of arson, and would consider investigating suspects with domestic terrorism.
This man has devoted his energy and his life to doing this.
Tesla has seen its stock plummet from December at around $480 US a share to now where it sits around $245. The ties between the US president and Tesla founder Elon Musk pushing the buttons for those in the states who disagree with the new administration's policies, and Canadians frustrated by the threat of a trade war.
The health and the future of Tesla depends primarily on sales in the United States. That is a car market that's 10 times bigger than Canada.
But with threats of a trade war between the US and Europe, anti-Tesla sentiment could spark a change for the electric automaker's global viability and bottom line. Kyle Benning, Global News.
The year is 2025 and I am 103 years old.
Words from one generation to another. Tom Jones served as a bombardier in World War II, now invited to this Salford primary school to share a letter he wrote for the children.
I work closely with the Gurkhas and the Nepalese. The very, very best soldiers, the Gurkhas, the very best. People should know about what we went through because there's no films or pictures about, there was no reporters in Burma. No photographers.
The day of victory in Europe. The 8th of May this year will be 80 years since VE Day, celebrating the formal surrender of Germany after the Second World War. Tom was called up aged just 17, serving in both Liverpool and Burma.
And in each box was 3 biscuits and a little round tin of meat of some description.
He's sharing his stories as part of a new project for the VE Day anniversary, connecting children with the last surviving veterans from World War II. Under the VE Mail initiative, schools across the UK can apply to get a personalised letter from a veteran sharing their experiences of the war. Pupils can then write back with their own letters.
He said that it wasn't a great time to be in, that he made friends and he missed his wife dearly.
We think some of the stories are very amusing and funny, but then also some of them were sentimental, and we're very pleased that he's came and made us enjoy this afternoon.
At the time of VE Day, Tom was working as a wireless operator in the Burmese jungle and still has his skills in Morse code to this day.
We can engage the children through videos and through pictures, but actually having someone who has experienced that and can tell their story and their journey just engages the children in a way that we could not possibly do. Children now are using devices to do writing and texting, so actually writing letters really gives them that chance to think about vocabulary and how they can express themselves through letters.
We had the same birthday. She was 4 hours older than me.
These children will be among the last to hear firsthand from World War II veterans, but sharing these letters will preserve their stories for many more years to come.
Flights have now resumed at London's Heathrow Airport, with planes taking off and a full service expected this morning. It follows the unprecedented shutdown of Europe's busiest airport, with more than 1,300 flights cancelled and hundreds of thousands of passengers impacted. It'll take days to clear the backlog of flights from around the world. Well, let's cross live to Heathrow. Sadia Chowdhury is there for us. And Sadia, the message from Heathrow this morning is we're back and we're open for business.
Yeah, that is exactly what they're saying, and also that is what we're seeing here. I had a walk through Terminal 3 a short while ago, and everything looks fairly normal, actually. There are passengers there ready to go on to their holidays and travel, and everyone's got smiles on their faces, lots of staff around to help people as well. And those departure boards, aside from 2 cancellations, all the other flights looked like they were taking off on time. And here at the airport, we've seen planes in the sky, which is something we didn't see yesterday. So planes landing, planes taking off, very much as usual. But there is a nervous anticipation amongst passengers here. So when I was speaking to people, there are some who said that they were worried that their flights may get cancelled because of the backlog, the pressure from the backlog after yesterday's closures. Others have arrived really early, extra early today, to avoid any unexpected queues. That nervous anticipation also amongst the airlines here, who are expecting today to be a particularly busy day. British Airways, for example, saying that it is planning to operate as normally as possible in and out of Heathrow, but say to recover an operation of our size after such a significant incident is extremely complex. So it is expecting to fly around 85% of its usual Saturday schedule, which, by the way, is around 600 flights departing and arriving. So 85% they're expecting to hit today, but they are warning travellers that they may face some delays. And if you are travelling, there are some things that you should know. So for a start, if you are on a high-frequency destination flight, so these are cities like Bangkok, Dubai, Riyadh, Miami, then those are the flights that are usually the first to get cancelled. If your flight does get cancelled, then airlines will probably be offering you a free rebooking. So even if your ticket says that you have to pay for that, you may be able to get that for free. And sometimes the app is the easiest way to change bookings rather than trying to contact airlines. Heathrow Airport says it has added new slots today. So that means an extra 10,000 passengers will probably be able to travel. And it has also tweeted this morning saying flights have resumed. And if you are traveling, you should contact your airline before arriving at the airport. And they apologize for the disruption.
I can tell you this, these were bad people. Now he's got a bad group of, as I say, hombres.
No entiendo por qué los trasladaron allá, con tatuaje, sin tatuaje, con récord o sin récord.
We do not think the Alien Enemies Act can be used at all. It cannot be used during peacetime.
The White House facing major legal fallout. President Trump invoking a rare wartime authority known as the Alien Enemies Act. More than 200 migrants deported, the administration claiming some belong to the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua.
I would caution people to be very careful about accepting at face value the Trump administration's characterization of all these people. We just saw that with Guantanamo, that the administration overstated who the individuals were. They said they were the worst of the worst, and then it turned out, no, some of them didn't even have criminal convictions at all.
A federal judge asking for more proof, ordering the group's return, but the administration defiant.
We're not stopping. I don't care what the judges think. I don't care what the left thinks. We're coming.
And the families of some of those migrants now saying they weren't gang members at all and had in fact been detained after showing up for routine check-ins.
Ahí lo detuvieron unos agentes policiales porque lo vieron tatuado y le dijeron que lo iban a detener para investigarlo por su tatuaje.
ICE has even acknowledged that many of the migrants did not have criminal records in the U.S., and ABC News received documents from two families showing no criminal records in South America either. Here's a breakdown of what we know. March 14th, it was on this day that President Trump signed a proclamation enacting the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, a centuries-old law that allows the rapid deportation of non-citizens with little to no due process. Until now, this law had only been invoked during major wars. The last time it was invoked was World War II for internment camps of people of Japanese, German, and Italian descents. March 15th, U.S. District Judge James Boasberg orders a 5 p.m. emergency hearing. But the administration filed a notice of appeal and announced the official use of the Alien Enemies Act. Mid-flight, Judge Boasberg orders all flights return to the U.S., blocking the deportation of any non-citizen subject to the president's proclamation. This was roughly 45 minutes before the first of two flights holding the deportees landed, meaning the crew could have turned the plane around, 'around' 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 ' Instead, just after midnight on March 16th, the first flight lands in El Salvador. The alleged members of Tren de Aragua transferred from U.S. custody into El Salvador's notorious terrorism confinement center and under the jurisdiction of President Nayib Bukele, who is known for imposing a state of emergency that suspended civil and constitutional liberties. Bukele joking on social media that the judge's orders came too late. He had already accepted the migrants, releasing video of the processing. March 17th, Judge Boasberg held a fact-finding mission to determine whether the Trump administration knowingly violated a court order. Top administration lawyers argued the planes were over international waters and the judge's orders did not apply, Boasberg calling that a heck of a stretch. March 18th, President Trump took to his social media calling out Judge Boasberg, saying in part, "This judge, like many of the crooked judges I am forced to appear before, should be impeached," even appearing on Fox News to continue his grievances.
Many people have called for his impeachment, the impeachment of this judge. I don't know who the judge is, but he's radical left.
All of this prompting a rare reaction from Supreme Court Chief Justice John Roberts, saying for more than 2 centuries it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. Iovana Sanchez believes her husband is one of the hundreds of Venezuelan men who were on the plane deported under the Alien Enemies Act.
Y como yo constan de que pienso y sé que está allá es porque él tiene tatuaje, porque él es barbero, pero él no tiene participante ni nada con ese grupo con que lo están involucrando, ¿entiende? Él tiene su proceso de asilo acá, él creó todo acá legalmente, nunca falló una cita.
26-year-old Jose Franco Caraballo Tiapa has a pending asylum case in the U.S. and was picked up at a routine check-in with Immigration Customs Enforcement in Dallas.
Eso ha sido horrible, yo no descanso, incluso yo no como, yo nomás he tomado jugo y agua porque yo sé que él allá tampoco está comiendo. Con este mandato estamos sufriendo fobia, discriminación y racismo.
ABC News reached out to ICE for comment about Caraballo and did not receive a response. March 19th, the judge giving the administration one more day to provide more evidence about the migrants on these planes and the timing of the flights. Some predicting this case, like many others, will end up on the doorstep of the Supreme Court, leaving many families in limbo.